Namaste. In today's video, I'm going to talk about psychic abilities that one gets to have in a Kundalini awakening process, or in a spiritual awakening process, or in a top-down awakening process. What do these psychic abilities mean? Do we need these psychic abilities? Are they a permanent state or are they a temporary state? There are many books that talk about psychic abilities that one can have in a spiritual or Kundalini awakening. When I say spiritual awakening, it is the general increase of body vibrational energy, which can lead to a complete, total top down awakening, where the top down awakening is felt very strongly within the body. But if your body vibration is rising constantly, it simply means that you are, in a way, attracting the universal energy into your life. If your third eye is open, you will experience the descent of grace onto you. In the initial phases, this descent of grace is not really experienced at the physical level, though it is happening at the subtle level and it is changing you. Until and unless you attract this grace, your body vibration will not increase. It is necessary that the grace descends upon you, even at a very minute level, to change you. Once the grace is descending upon you, you will experience the ability to reach to your spirit guides. You will understand that you are able to look through the physical dimension. This is where you will start understanding that your origin is different, or maybe you will have a lot of dream activity happening within you. You will see a lot of symbols in your third eye. You might see lights, certain type of Kundalini symptoms happening in your body. You can even experience the gurus or certain spiritual messages, synchronicities coming into your life. It takes much longer time for you to understand which way your spiritual awakening is going. Is it going to a top down awakening, or is it moving towards a total Kundalini awakening? But even a top down awakening later on will lead to a Kundalini awakening. So the descent of grace, which happens over maybe one to many lifetimes, will lead to a Kundalini awakening. The spiritual process is all about inner healing. As you are healing, your awareness is rising. You are cleansed of a lot of your insecurities, your pain, your trauma. At least at one level, it is happening within your body. The vagus nerve is linked with healing of your body and mind. So when somebody reaches a level of vibration, the vagus nerve is strong, they have more mental clarity, they have healed their emotional pain to a certain extent, the physical body is fit. At this level, to gain siddhis or psychic abilities, you don't need a top-down awakening or a Kundalini awakening. It can be done by praying to the Ashtamatrikas that are there within the Talu chakra. Talu chakra is behind your uvula within the spinal cord. This is within the Chitrini Nadi in your spine. So the Ashtamatrikas reside in this area. Brahmani, Maheshwari, Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Narasimhi, Chandi, Indrani, Varahi. These Ashtamatrikas, in a way, they are responsible for the way we feel emotionally. They give you the ability to experience life on earth. And the vagus nerve is connected to the Talu chakra. So once you have healed, at least to some extent, you are physically, mentally, emotionally strong. At this level, your vibrational level is high. This is the right time in case if you want to connect with the deity. You can connect with the deities that are there within your Talu chakra. Now these Ashtamatrikas, Ashta is 8. So these 8 deities or matrikas, they are really present in your Talu chakra. You will see them in your third eye region when Kundalini is rising up the Chitrini Nadi inside your body. You can see all of them. And these Ashtamatrikas are further divided into 8 That is 8 into 8, 64. As 64, they are called as the 64 yoginis. This is the 64 yogini temple in India. In earlier days, the practices or the rituals towards these yoginis was happening, and it was very popular in those days. Nowadays, it is not that popular. It is very rare that you see such rituals happening. They happen generally on particular days in a year in these temples. And in these temples, we have the 64 yoginis. Each yogini is capable of giving you a particular type of siddhi. Siddhi is a psychic ability. These psychic abilities give you various powers which will allow you to control either the external reality or your inner reality. Depending on what your goal is, you can seek the grace of one of these 64 yoginis. And these yoginis are both negative and positive. The reason why these yoginis are negative and positive is because we experience both negative and positive emotions. The ability to experience these negative and positive emotions comes from these yoginis. So once Kundalini has crossed the Talu chakra, generally a person will heal. He will heal because the yoginis or the 8 matrikas, the deities that are there in your Talu chakra, they give you the ability to experience life, different emotional states. And when you are ready for your spiritual evolution, they will give you a helping hand and they will pull you out of the Maya. They will give you the ability to heal yourself. They will give you the ability to control your emotional body. So these same Ashtamatrikas or 64 yoginis, which help you to allow or experience life on earth in a particular way, the same yoginis, the same ashtamatrikas will pull you out of the Maya or the matrix when you are ready because your soul has matured to a particular level. There are certain rituals or mantra chanting that is involved in the particular way in which these deities should be prayed to. When that happens, they will grace you because your vibrational level is high. Nowadays world, most people, their vibration level is very low. That is why they cannot heal themselves. They're caught up in loops of behavior. They keep going through that same circumstances. They are more materialistically, outwardly focused. So the general vibrational level of the human current state is very low. They're so low that even to reach out to a deity and invite the deity's presence into your life, their vibration level is not enough. They have to increase that vibration level through spiritual practices. When they increase the spiritual practices, they heal themselves at a particular level of vibration, they will notice that they are attracting spirit guides into their life. They notice that they're able to meet saints into their, and these saints will come into their dream or into the personal space when they're meditating, or they can see certain deities in their third eye. All these things are there. They are there at a higher level. The reason why we cannot access these states is because our body vibration level is low. As our body vibration level increases, our ability to get into touch with these various deities, various saints, which are there as part of every culture. I'm talking about Indian culture here because I have an Indian background, and this is what I've seen when Kundalini was moving through my system. I've even seen saints of other culture come into my personal space. So depending on which culture you belong to, what your background is, your experiences can vary, but they all are part of this spiritual evolution process and they're there to help you. So do siddhis or psychic phenomena, do they lead to enlightenment? No, they don't. They are just byproducts on your spiritual path. So how much value do we need to give to these various psychic experiences? You need to understand that when your vibration level is increasing, you will experience these psychic phenomena. They can be fearful, they can be painful experiences, or they can be pleasurable experiences. So the psychic phenomena is again of a variety of types that you will experience. Generally, when our vibration level is low, we will have more of fearful, or painful experiences. We might meet negative entities, have negative experiences, but as a vibration level is increasing, the negative entities do not exist at that level. The higher your vibration, you are now meeting saints, various saints. For example, I met Saint Germain, or you can meet various deities. As you move higher, you are beyond the reach of the negative entities. So here you are only connecting with a higher level of divine consciousness. But these siddhis, which are there as byproducts of our spiritual evolution, can keep us without evolving to the next level. If we get identified and attached with these siddhis, we start using them. And if these siddhis are not used for the collective good, rather they're used for personal gain, the person takes on karma and the person devolves to a very lower state of consciousness where the vibration level goes down. As the vibration level has moved down to the lower level of consciousness, at that particular point in time, his life will attract all those things which are connected to the lower level of vibration. That is, you will again fall back into the third dimension reality, or it can even go down further, but on earth, generally, it is the third dimension reality. For some, these siddhis will come as part of the spiritual awakening or Kundalini awakening process. For some, it can be a temporary state or it can be a permanent state. The difference between the top down awakening and the down up moving Kundalini awakening psychic abilities are the psychic abilities in a down up Kundalini awakening process comes much later in the process. They will have an higher level of understanding of life. The Kundalini, as it moves through all the chakras, it is going up, it is clearing away the karmic baggage. It gives them a higher level of wisdom, it burns away their karma. But the actual siddhis do not come at this level. The chakra siddhis, which are there, or the high level spiritual abilities that one reads about in books, something like levitation, manifesting physical things out of nothing, all these type of miracle based psychic abilities, they will not happen at this level. The Kundalini has to move through all the chakras. It has to go up to the Sahasrara chakra. The person has to go into states of samadhi where he is in union with the divine. After the consciousness has changed, the person is now operating as a mere divine instrument on earth. At that level, the Kundalini again descends down to the root chakra and again it ascends up. The second time when it ascends up, it activates all the psychic abilities in every chakra. This is when the person will get those miracle based psychic abilities that one reads in books. But at this point in time, the person has already overcome the pain, the desires, the insecurities, the control issues, everything. The person has overcome all those things. So at this level, the person will really not have the need for these psychic abilities. Many do not use it. They might use it maybe just maybe to protect their energy or maybe for the good of people around them, or they might use it as part of their spiritual ritual, but they're really not interested in using these abilities. Whereas in a top-down awakening, whereas in a top-down awakening, the psychic abilities are experienced first because the energy is working in this area. People have a lot of different experiences where they meet beings, they meet saints, they understand that they exist beyond time and space, they experience altered states of consciousness, they experience manifestation of things into their life. So these type of psychic abilities, and apart from that, premonitions, the ability to see things which are far away, the ability to listen to things which are far away, the ability to communicate with a person as telepathic messages, or the ability to be able to listen to others' thoughts, ability to alter physical manifestation, astral traveling, out of body experiences, meeting their ancestors or seeing ghosts or other entities. All these things are part and parcel of the spiritual awakening process. This can happen in a Kundalini awakening process also, or in a top down awakening process also. But this phenomena is profound in a top down awakening process, and it happens much earlier in the process. In a Kundalini awakening process, the experiences with regard to out of body experiences or astral traveling are not much. In my experience, it does not happen at that level. Here, the Kundalini literally is controlling the experiences of the person. So, depending on what experiences are required for the person for the spiritual growth, those experiences come to that person. In any spiritual awakening, generally, if you are experiencing an awakening, you have spirit guides. So many of these experiences are happening within you so that you understand life, you can connect with a higher power, you know that you exist beyond this physical dimension, the need to heal, the need to grow. All these things happen so that you understand these things. And all those abilities which you experience in a spiritual evolution are just the abilities of your light body. As the soul is moving away from a human life to a higher form of the light body existence, the abilities of the light body existence is experienced as psychic abilities at the human level. For example, if you take an animal, the animal is watching us. Say you have a cat in your house, and the cat is amazed that you can handle things, you can use instruments, you can talk, you can sing. At the level of cat, these are high level abilities or maybe psychic abilities which it is not capable of. In the same way, when you're a human, to sing, to dance, to talk, to drive a car is a normal thing. But when you experience the abilities of the light body in a human life, they will come out as miracles to you. But when your light body is getting formed and when you are living in your light body, they are normal things that a light body can do. So these psychic abilities which come to you should not be misused. They can be used so that you can grow spiritually, you can understand things better, and there is no guarantee that these psychic abilities will stay. They could be temporary or they could be a permanent state, depending upon what abilities you need to grow. The picture that you see on the screen here, this is about Shankari Nadi that I'm going to talk about. Shankari Nadi, it is present in front of your spine. This is present in your subtle body. The red line that you see just in front of the spine is the path of the Shankari Nadi. The Shankari Nadi takes the essence of the digested food from your stomach and it takes up into the head. The other end of the Shankari Nadi, which is there inside the head, this is like a stalk to the Sahasrara Chakra. If you think of the Sahasrara Chakra as a flower, then the Shankari Nadi is the stalk. But the Shankari Nadi does not lead to the Sahasrara Chakra. It stops beneath the Sahasrara Chakra. Generally, in a Kundalini awakening process or even in a top down awakening process, you can be approached by certain entities which have negative intentions. They want to team up with you so that they can use your psychic abilities for the bad of the larger society. They are working for the dark forces. So here you have the light forces and the dark forces, and they become part of your experience when you're spiritually evolving in vibration. So don't be surprised if you have these dark entities or energies trying to approach you so that they can use your psychic abilities towards their own demonic ways. Because when somebody is gaining psychic abilities, they have the ability to cause destruction or damage at a higher level than a normal person who is at lower level vibration. These negative entities, in case somebody is having a Kundalini awakening, they generally give them certain offers of fame, name, maybe money, ability to manifest whatever they want. They try to draw them towards the external world, all those luxuries that the physical dimension can offer, or some other powers that that person is craving for. They can read our minds, so they know what to offer. If the person agrees to it, it is like a pact, a contract. So what happens here is the Kundalini, which is moving through the spine, it is moved into the Shankari Nadi. It is an opening for Shankari Nadi here. It is moved into the Shankari Nadi, and from here, the Kundalini Shakti cannot reach the Sahasrara Chakra. So it will be caught up in the Shankari Nadi, just beneath the Sahasrara Chakra. And here the dark entities can use this person's psychic abilities. The person can harness his psychic abilities, but here there is no enlightenment happening. Maybe later on the person might think that he does not want to work with these entities. When he has this realization, change of heart, he has to again bring down his Kundalini Shakti into the Vishuddhi Chakra here, and then it has to be diverted into the Sushumna. But when we misuse our psychic abilities, there is always a chance that we can devolve to a lower level of vibration. And that is why when Kundalini changes its uh, post from the Muladhara chakra, that is the root chakra, to the Vishuddha chakra, it is not a complete rising, it is still a partial rising. There is always a chance that the person can devolve to the lower centers again. Normally, when a person's body vibration increases because of austerities, or because they are living the right way, or maybe they are already destined for a spiritual evolution in this lifetime for various reasons, when the body vibration is increasing, they are getting physically stronger, mentally, emotionally stronger. The Shankari Nadi is connected with psychic abilities. So you do not need to have a top-down awakening or a Kundalini awakening for you to have psychic abilities. I spoke about the Ashtamatrikas in the earlier part of this video. When you have healed to a certain extent, your body vibrational level is high. You can make a communication with these deities that are there, the Ashtamatrikas or any one of those 64 yoginis that are there in the Talu Chakra. And these deities will give you that psychic abilities. That is what many people do even to this day. These practices are still there happening in the temples of the 64 yoginis on specific days. And people can harness these siddhis for various reasons. Siddhis which are related to controlling of the external situation, external minds, people, or they can use these siddhis for their own spiritual progress. But how you use these siddhis is up to you. If you do not use it in the right way, it can devolve you. If you use it in the right way, it will add to your further evolution of the vibration of your body and mind. If you're an Indian, you are familiar about the stories of Vikram and Betal. The king Vikramaditya, he gained lot of siddhis and psychic abilities, and that is why in legends it is mentioned that these 64 yoginis were present over his throne. This man gained all his siddhis, psychic abilities, and he became an able king, a king whom nobody could defeat because he gained the blessings of these 64 yoginis in his lifetime. In earlier days, many kings, many rich men, many people who wanted to attain certain type of powers would pray and they would use the power of these deities and gain control or become popular or gain money. Many of these stories are there. Even to this day, people are still using it at a higher level, at a political level. They are still using these deities so that they can attain higher physical level victories. When these psychic abilities are used for personal gain, the vibration of the person goes down. It will take him many lifetimes again to reach to that level. So, how you use your psychic abilities, that choice is given to you, that free will is always there with you. But the consequences are also there attached to the choices you make. So, it is always good that you do not get too much into these psychic abilities, maintain a distance from these psychic abilities, understand that these are part of the spiritual evolution process. Do not talk about it much, do not discuss these things much, do not aspire for these things. The reason is, if you are showing a lot of interest in these things, the chances of attracting negative entities or the dark forces into your life is much higher. And if you are approached by dark forces, it is always good to refuse their offers, because when you are falling into a trap at this level by taking in those offers, you are just losing your chance for enlightenment. Once the Kundalini process is totally complete, major siddhis come into a person's life, but very few reach that much of progress. And even if they reach that type of uh, level, they do not want to talk about it. They generally do not display their abilities to people around them. When the Kundalini is moving up the spine, there are three pathways which will lead to the Sahasrara Chakra. Sahasrara Chakra is here. These psychic paths are the Brahmanadi, the Chitrini, and the Sushumna Nadi. And there are few other pathways which do not culminate in the Sahasrara Chakra. They are the Saraswati Nadi, the Vajra Nadi, and the Lakshmi Nadi. If the Kundalini goes into the Saraswati Nadi or the Vajra Nadi, it enters into the brain centers, the lower part of the brain centers. And there are certain psychic abilities attached with these types of risings also, though these risings can be very uncomfortable. Especially if it moves into the Saraswati Nadi, you will experience uh, a lot of creative abilities, knowledge flows to you, because this Nadi is connected to Goddess Saraswati, who is the mother of knowledge, or this Nadi is connected to your tongue. So the person can be very creative, he can become a poet, he can become a writer, a very good speaker, but then the process does not move ahead and it can be very uncomfortable. So the Kundalini has to be diverted into the Sushumna here so that the process can complete. In the same way, when somebody is undergoing a top down awakening, these psychic abilities which they will develop at a level, these psychic abilities can be there as long as the electromagnetic field in the body is functioning very strongly. If the electromagnetic field is, it has depleted in its flow, you will experience the loss of these psychic abilities. It can be a temporary loss, it could be a permanent loss. It depends on how this energy is functioning within your body. For few, it is a permanent state. So, how this energy works, how much you can retain, how much you will lose, whether it is permanent, whether it is temporary, I think it is generally decided by a higher level of consciousness within you, or maybe a higher level of consciousness that is directing the process within you. No matter whether it is a spiritual awakening, a Kundalini awakening, or whether it is a top down awakening, which is happening very strongly within your body, there are certain things that are common when the process is unfolding in the body. Especially when the Kundalini is moving up the spine, the kind of psychic abilities one experiences as the chakras are spinning, the Kundalini is moving through the spine, is that here you will experience that you have a different origin beyond your physical appearance on earth. You exist at a higher level. You understand that. You are able to connect with your guides or with deities that are there at a higher level. Your karmic baggage gets burnt. You gain knowledge of the self. You understand life because now you're looking at life from a higher state rather than from the lower level. You understand human psychology better, how relationships function, how things operate on earth. You gain a larger understanding, a larger perspective. You understand life better in general. All those things which were locked up within your subconscious mind, your pain, your fears, your insecurities, everything comes out, and you are more aware that there is darkness within you. And this is what causes judgment within you. Synchronicities happen. You start seeing certain numbers, certain symbols. You are able to make connections at a soul level now, or soul level connections come into your life. You have creative abilities, they come to the fore. Your intuition, connection with a guru. You will have a lot of visions in the third eye, many psychic experiences. You will see lights. Things just fall in place for you. Life makes more sense as Kundalini is rising upwards. You can understand why you had negative experiences or some type of experiences in your life and why you attracted certain people into your life. So many loose ends that were there, now they're getting tied up. Third eye opens. Uh, you understand that you exist at a higher level. So here you start moving away from the identity that you are a human. You take on some other identity, something like a star seed, or maybe a different dimensional identity, or maybe a higher level identity, which does not describe you as a human. And you can see that you are totally different from the people around you. So you do not subscribe anymore to group thinking. You can understand and see the flaws that are there, and you understand that people generally form groups because they have insecurities or they have fear or they have certain things to gain by being part of the group. So now you sort of unsubscribe from group behavior. You have direct knowledge from the universe. You heal. You can forgive. You can experience chakra spinning in your body. The universe communicates with you through dreams, synchronicities, and then there is an increase of sattvic qualities within you. When I say sattvic, it simply means that you are now at a behavioral level. You are able to express the positive aspect of the human mind as emotions, as responses to the external world. Example, if somebody is rude to you, you have the inner wisdom to understand why it is happening with you. And at a personal level, you will not allow this person's bad impressions to affect you. You know how to remove it from your system, and you can understand the lesson that is there in that situation, and you can release it as forgiveness into the external world. So this level of understanding, it increases the positive qualities within you. When I say sattvic qualities, it simply means you'll be more joyous internally. You'll be at peace with yourself. You are able to forgive easily. You are able to understand higher wisdom, understand who is a problem person, what is a problem situation, how you can take it out of your life. You understand that life is not about just fighting for existence, it exists at a higher level also. So all these type of qualities start showing more in your behaviors, and others also start noticing it. You are more kinder, more courageous, more open to risks. You are learning, growing. All these things become part of your life. And if it is a Kundalini awakening, when the Kundalini is rising up, it is healing you, it is burning away all of your karmic baggage. So you have come out of one level of the getting trapped on earth life by releasing away your karmic baggage, and now you're moving to a higher level where you will come out of these cycles of life and death. So these are typically the higher experiences one encounters when the kundalini is rising up the spine. At this level, the major siddhis which many kundalini books talk about, the ashta siddhis or the eight siddhis which can come from the ashtamatrikas, these siddhis, they come much later when Kundalini goes down into the spine and moves up again the spine the second time. That is when all the psychic abilities that are locked up in every chakra, they become part of your experience. These are the eight siddhis with which the Ashtamatrikas can give you. Anima, Mahima, Garima, Lagima. These are all many different siddhis, and these siddhis are about controlling your mind or controlling your external world. You can look into these siddhis, and then many other siddhis which are associated with the various chakras. But the point here is that we should not get caught up within these siddhis. They are just a byproduct of the Kundalini awakening process happening within your body. These are just the abilities that you will display at the next level once your spiritual evolution it reaches the culmination point. In a top-down awakening, the psychic phenomena is experienced from the very beginning itself, and this can be a permanent thing or it can be a temporary thing depending on how much energy is flowing to that person and what the person's mission and goal on earth is. Generally, the psychic abilities one experiences or the siddhis one gets in a Kundalini awakening process are linked with what you will do after the awakening finishes its work in your body. The psychic abilities one gains in a down up Kundalini awakening process depends on what nadi, what channel the Kundalini has moved through. And even after reaching this point, it has to take many routes to reach the Sahasrara. So at this point also, depending on what route the Kundalini will take, that type of experiences are there, and the psychic abilities also they differ. And that is why you have many schools or many paths for Kundalini awakening process, because depending on which nadi the person's Kundalini has moved up, it creates a different type of experience. And these experiences vary, and that is why we have different schools regarding a Kundalini awakening process. Generally, when a person is destined to have a Kundalini awakening process, the Kundalini already decides what siddhis you should have by the time your process culminates. For example, in my case, I saw the 3.5 coiled snake when my Kundalini awakened in my third eye. 2 to 3 months after this vision I saw, I had another vision where the 3.5 coiled snake, out of the mouth, it sort of throwed out certain images. And these images were showing me the psychic abilities which will be a permanent thing within me once the process completes. I saw this at the very beginning of the process, even before Kundalini. Maybe it already chose a channel to rise up, or generally the channel it went into. Depending on that, it showed me what psychic abilities I will have at the end of my process. So, in my experience, I think that maybe Kundalini generally it controls what type of psychic abilities you will have, and that generally depends on your mission or on earth, or maybe the goals you need to do as part of your mission. Those abilities come to you, and these abilities will help you further once your existence as a physical body on earth is complete and you're moving into higher levels of spiritual dimensions. Maybe these abilities are useful for you there also. So, to a larger extent, my understanding is that Kundalini will decide, or a higher force will decide what psychic abilities you will have. Apart from that, even your origin. from which race you are, I mean planetary race, or which dimension you are. If you're a star seed and born on earth and not a human soul, your abilities are there within you because you belong to that higher level of vibration. And once you have a spiritual awakening, those abilities come to fore, which you have forgotten earlier, they just come back to you. So it even depends on the kind of origin you have, and you have this light body DNA within your system. Once light fills those DNA, you are able to unlock that potential, that psychic abilities which are inherently a part of your system. So either ways, it can be a top-down awakening, it can be a Kundalini awakening. So even your origin can play a role in deciding which path Kundalini can take up when it is moving through the spine, the experiences you have, and the psychic abilities you have. Generally, when the person does not use those psychic abilities to make his ego big, and if it is going in towards the spiritual development, these psychic abilities stay with you, in my experience. They help you further, they heal you further. In my opinion, you should not use these psychic abilities until you have completed cleaning yourself inside. The healing should happen. And they should always be put to good use and never for a bad reason. If we use our psychic abilities for a bad reason, it will only feed our ego and we will fall back in our consciousness level, or will fall down into a lower level of vibration, and it will become even more difficult to rise up from that level. So all that effort that you put in to reach that level, it will go waste just because you fancy a particular psychic ability, or you want to show off to the external world, or you want to get famous or get money. So these things should not be encouraged or entertained. Gaining a psychic ability is not an easy thing for an earth soul, because the current collective consciousness is vibrating at a very lower level on earth. And that is why you will see a lot of cruelty, lot of selfishness. That is why people are more, in general, fond of material goods over spiritual evolution. So a level of vibration is necessary for you to even attract the grace of a deity or a saint into your life. And once you are able to do this, it is always advisable to keep your vibration level high so that you can reach the stage of enlightenment and not misuse your siddhis or psychic abilities or waste them away for small benefits and get down to a lower level of vibration. Thank you.